Welcome to the Instagram Stories for Monday, June 30th. I'm your host, Daniel Hill. Today on the show, we're going to hear from the head of Instagram from his weekly Ask Me Anything, where he answers questions. And this week, a lot of the questions have to do with reach. For instance, some of the questions include, will I get less reach if I use a scheduling app like Later? Will I get more reach if I use my own music or trending audio? Will I get more reach if I change my username? A lot of questions around reach this week. Other questions as well. All of that and more on today's episode. But first, here's a quick word from our sponsors. Welcome back. Let's dive into the questions and answers from the head of Instagram. And the first one has to do with resetting your recommendations. You can reset what the Instagram algorithm shows you, what you see on the Explore page. And periodically, you can do that to just kind of give yourself a clean slate. The question, if I reset my recommendations, does that affect my reach? I'm not sure why the person would think that, but those things are not connected.
So what you can do is you can reset your recommendations so that Instagram forgets everything it knows about you when it comes to recommending content. It will not affect your reach, and I don't recommend doing it unless you really are in a spot where you really need to pull the ripcord, because your Instagram will get a lot less interesting and it'll take a while for us to relearn your interests. But it's there in case you get into a bad spot and you need a hard reset. But in general, if it's just something you want to tweak, I suggest using not interested. So you can click the three-dot menu and say you're not interested in anything that you see, and we'll try to show you less like it in the future.
His answer got a little cut off there at the end, but I think you understand. There's no connection between resetting what Instagram shows you on the recommendations and whether or not they're going to show your content to as many people as possible. The next question. Will using post scheduling apps like Later affect reach? Interestingly, the answer there also is no.
No, if you schedule posts, it will not affect your reach. It won't hurt you or help you. I schedule posts all the time.
Moving on. Should I use my own music or trending audio for better reach? Good question.
Whether or not music is your own or somebody else's won't affect your reach. It's just, is it engaging? Does it work with your video? Does it work with your photos? Is it compelling? We actually have deals with lots of record labels around the world so that you can use music that they own the distribution rights to. But if you get your own music, awesome, try it out.
Okay, and the last question we're going to talk about today with respect to reach. Does it affect my reach if I change my username? No, not at all. The only way your reach would be affected is if you started a brand new account, because now you don't have people who have expressed interest in following you already. So you're starting from zero. Other than that, editing your username will have no effect.
No, it should not affect your reach if you change your username. So if you want to, go ahead.
Okay, and the last reach question we're going to talk about is shadow banning real? Well, it's a good question. Shadow banning, the way many people describe it, is not actually true, but if you've experienced less reach on the platform, it definitely feels like shadow banning is in fact real. You can have a situation where Instagram has marked you in violation of some of its terms and conditions, in which case Instagram will inform you so that you have a chance to address those or not make those same mistakes again in the future. Here's the head of Instagram explaining how this works.
So we don't have anything that we actually call shadow banning, but your reach can be affected if you have things like content taken down or if your account is not recommendable. But you can check that in your account status. So if you go to profile settings, account status, you can see if there's any issues with your account. So there can be things that affect your reach, but we try and show you those if they exist in account status.
Okay, moving on. The next question. Can you fix the glitch where Instagram auto scrolls to the top once you reply to a comment? It's driving me insane. This is interesting. I personally haven't experienced this, but the head of Instagram is aware of this problem and knows that it has been addressed.
So this was a question from a reel I posted a couple weeks ago. There was actually a bug where when you replied to a comment, it would automatically bump your scroll position all the way up to the top. So apologies, we have fixed that. That bug was out for a while, at least a few weeks, if not longer. But we're always trying to find things like this and fix them. So thanks for flagging. Should be fixed. Sorry for the inconvenience.
Wow, the audio on that one was so much better than the others. Okay, we are going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to hear the answers to the questions, should creators be using notes? And can we have a search option on the Instagram profile to look for specific posts? Oh man, do I want that feature so badly. Stick around after the break. Welcome back. Continuing with the questions and answers from the head of Instagram, the next one. Can we have a search option on Instagram profiles to look for specific posts? This is so important. It's very frustrating if somebody made a piece of content and you didn't save it and you're looking for it because you want to share it. And when did they make it? You have to scroll back and try to figure that out. There's no way to search it. If they pinned it to the top, great, you'd see it right at the top. But if it's a reel, or maybe there was a reel that you saw and you saved, but they took it down and now you can never find it again and you can't figure out why you can't find it. All of these things are real scenarios that happen to me all the time. Here's Adam's answer to this question.
We do not have the ability to search a profile yet, but we should do that. Right now, we're just working on improving our ability to search for content in general. But once we get that to a better place, I love the idea of building something for profiles specifically.
This is definitely something the Instagram team needs to focus on because search on TikTok is a million times better than Instagram, in my opinion. Okay, let's go on to the next question. Will Instagram ever allow links in comments like Facebook? Good question. I'm going to guess that the answer is no, because historically, Instagram has said many times that they will not be allowing links in captions. Twitter always did, Facebook always did, all the other platforms did, but on Instagram, the only place you could put a link was in your bio and in stories. And even in the beginning, you had to have 10,000 followers to get the link in stories, and you swipe up, it was a whole thing. Thankfully, we have links in stories with a regular sticker now. But the point is, captions, probably not.
No plans to add links to comments. I know that it would be useful, but it also would be a spam vector, and generally I think shift things on Instagram in a way that wouldn't be ideal overall. But I do understand that it would be helpful to some of you. For now, the plan is link in bio. You can do multiple links in bio now. I know that can be unsatisfying, but that is the plan.
Okay, I want to take a minute to comment on this answer because I've heard this spam reason before, and it doesn't really sit well with me. Here's the problem. Instagram has spam across the platform. You probably get tons of spam DMs that you just delete or ignore. Instagram has made multiple folders in the Instagram DM inbox to help you deal with all the spam messages that you no doubt get. So I don't think that keeping people from putting links in the caption is really the thing holding back the spam. Okay, and the last question we're going to talk about today, should creators be using Instagram notes? If you're not familiar, notes are a little status in the DM inbox. People who follow you and you follow can see your notes, and particularly young people have been using notes heavily. Instagram has shared statistics about how often younger people are using notes on Instagram DMs, and they are incredibly popular. The question, should creators be using them? If you want to.
Creators are more than welcome to use notes, but notes are really for connecting with people who you follow, either your close friends or everybody you follow. So they're for people you know in real life. So not a great way to grow your reach, but a great way to connect with people you know personally.
Okay, that is going to do it for the question and answer portion of the episode. You may have heard me mention recently that I launched an email newsletter, which recaps some of the topics that I talked about on the show over the past few days and has the links to all the episodes. If you are interested in subscribing to my email newsletter to ensure you don't miss any social media news, you can get there directly from the link in the show notes, or you can find me on Instagram at Daniel Hill Media, and the link is in my bio. As always, thank you so much for listening, and be sure to come back next time for more social media news.
Let me tell you a couple things that you should know about me. A product manager, but do not have a bachelor's degree. But actually, that's factually a fraction of me. Another fraction's posting content irregular and irrationally. Still probably won't get a job at the Gram. They forgot, they don't know, or don't care who I am. That's why you never see me at the parties and events. My lack of followers must make me irrelevant. Don't have a course or book to sell to make a bag of grand. Not a social media marketer, don't represent any brands. Plain to see, don't have an agency, but I got a lot of spam. Just putting in my work without the glitz and glam. Won't catch me eating fish unless it's shrimp or clam. No six pack, no risk that there's a gym card in my hand. Don't have a full-time job, but I got a lot of plans. Stay plotting, dropping knowledge on TikTok and Instagram.